What's happening, everybody? Appreciate you guys checking in. Man, week one, we actually pull it off. Pete Carroll, you know what's crazy is I saw a stat where Pete Carroll, wherever he's gone in the National Football League,
won that
he's
debut.
always won the week one debut, man. So, some of us doubted it. Some of us thought it was going to be close. Some of us knew it was going to be a struggle. But at the end of the day, man, they pulled it off. And you got to give all the credit in the world. Going from West Coast to East Coast and the elements that they played in, you got to give some credit. A lot to still improve on, a lot that we need to work on, but to pull off a win like that, man, you got to give them a little bit of something, man. A shot to Pete Carroll, just win that debut as a Las Vegas Raiders. So, man, I appreciate you guys popping in with us. We're hitting you up on a Sunday. As y'all know, we do a sub-only chat. It's just to show our appreciation to all of our subscribers. We appreciate everybody that's popping in with us, man. But I got to give a shout out to my guys. You know we hit you guys on Sunday. I got Chris, Protect the Show podcast, as well as the Severe Raider. If you guys know, I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. Do us a favor. Hit that like button. Just double tap that screen, but at the same time, if you can, hit that sub button as well. If y'all want to get included in this chat, because we're going to talk about the game. We're going to bring up some stats, some very interesting stats, something that we haven't seen in a very long time. And we're going to chop it up. So if you want to get included in it, make sure you hit that sub button and get with us in that chat. So, chat, I'm going to say what's up to you guys in just a second. And Chris kind of took my cue a little bit because I haven't had a drink. I have not had a victory drink yet. And we're going to get it started. Salute to all you guys. Salute to my guys up in the Raider War Room. Salute to my guys. Everybody rocking with us in the chat. Let me say what's up to my guys, man. Chris, how you feeling, man?
Good, man. Good. It was definitely relieved because you guys know I had a lot of questions going in this game, a lot of concerns. I feel better about some of the things.
We all did. To be fair,
yeah.
We all did.
But at the end of the day, man, I'm feeling good though. Like you said, all the kind of hurdles that we had to go coming, across the country and early games and all that stuff that usually, we do not have, any success doing. So, I was glad to see some of those things. So salute to Pete and Chip and all that, but we'll get into it.
100%, man. Severe. Hey, first, I want to say what's up at the same time. Let us know how that watch party was, man.
Yeah, man, the watch party was great, man. Great turnout. It was a lot of positive energy, a lot of positive vibes. It was good watching a game like that, with a lot of Raider fans around us. There were two overwhelming sentiments in the room. One was we all were hoping that the Raiders won the game, and the other one was every time Jacoby Myers made a catch, everybody in the room, hey, this man. Stop effing around and give this dude his money. Y'all see my thumbnail. Pay this dude his effing money. Y'all said he's not a wide receiver one. What did he do? Went out there and proved what he can do when he gets the ball. Pay this man his money. So a lot of people in this chat, a lot of y'all got a lot of answering to do. I see one particular person too is talking spicy the other day in somebody else's chat. You'll probably be a little bit quiet today. You was talking kind of reckless. You know who you are. So, but other than that, man, I'm just happy. I'm gonna start a lot of players out. A lot of players that that didn't really do what they was expected to do. But at the end of the day, man, all I would care about is W's. I don't care if Gino could throw for 350 yards, he could throw for 35. As long as we get that win, that's all that matters, man. So it was great environment, man. Shout out to Dub and TNBC for everybody coming out. A lot of people came out from far just to watch that game. So it was really good turnout, man. And we got the W, man. So I told my boy, hey, we got to bring it back, man, because y'all might be a good look charm over there.
Sure.
Man, yeah, and your boy that was at the crypto bar. That man, your boy, hey, you guys showed out for him as well, man. Sometimes when you do an event, man, you're a little bit hesitant. You're like, damn, are people going to show up? You try to hype this thing up, and next thing you know, man, when people do show up, you got to give it credit and shout out to your guy, Severe, just letting you do it. You know what I'm saying, at that spot. So shout out to him, man. Everybody, if you're in that SoCal area, make sure you guys show some love to that spot. But man, guys, I'm gonna hit up the chat in just a second. If you guys can, people are starting to fly into the chat. If you guys can, hit that hashtag Raiders. If you guys got a comment, you want me to bring it up, or if you guys want, you got a question. But we're gonna talk all about the game.
Don't say nothing, brother. Don't say nothing. I don't hear no excuses. Keep it quiet till next week. Hush it up.
It's about to happen. Chewy, what's going on, man? What's happening, man? A lot to improve, but the win week 1 over McDaniels and Vrabel was a good one. It was, man. It was, man. We're going to talk about Geno as well. What up, Taddy? What's going on, man? Jason in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you popping in with us. What's going on, Dre? Appreciate you. Taddy said defense stepped up today. They did, man. We're going to talk about it. Boy Podcast, what's up, man? What's going on? We did win. Week 1. Oh, man, yes, this is how you start this season. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
This way in a while.
Yes.
It's been a minute.
Wow. Well,
last year. Last year, the Ravens, right?
No.
We won. No, that was week 2. We lost versus the Chargers. I was at that game. The year
that's
before,
right. Yeah, I was too. Yeah.
The year before, we beat the Broncos in a tight game in week 1. So
that's right.
But we didn't like it. Didn't look nearly as impressive.
It was a nasty win.
It was
that was the one that didn't Jimmy G. He ran for a first down. He
ran for a first. No. Jimmy G had that crazy scramble where he could have. Maybe he did, but I know at one point he had a crazy scramble where he like kind of tossed it to Devontae for a first down where he was being sacked, and I was like, yo, that was a hell of a play. And after the game, Jimmy G was like, oh man, it's an ugly win. And then Devontae was like, no man, every win is beautiful. Every win is beautiful. And then later on in the year, Devontae was like, man, we ain't winning like we supposed to win. Like, man, shut your dumb ass up, man. Hear that nonsense, bro. And
if we could remember, hey, we were all hyped after that win too as well. A lot of us.
Oh yeah,
everybody in the chat, we're all hyped up. But hey, we gonna soak this win up.
Oh,
what up, Bart? What's going on, man? What's happening? Great post game speech by Pete Carroll, man. Hey, if you guys saw that post game speech, it's in the locker room. It definitely looked like the guys were hyped. The guys were all about it, man. Anytime you come up with a win,
they needed that.
Yeah, I'm ready. And that's one thing about this is what's important, right? Because I think a lot of what derailed Josh McDaniels is that he didn't have early success. And when you grind guys as hard as he grinded guys and practice them as hard as he practiced them, and you don't see the results of winning, you're like, bro, what are we doing this for? Like, what are we doing this for? So it's very important that you see some early success, you build some credibility, because that way guys will trust you. And you can say, look, man, look, just follow my lead. I can show you the way. Look what we just did, and so this goes a long way to building that belief. And now, it's going to be a tough week because our opponent had, they got done Thursday, and, they was preparing for us Friday. So, they got a few days on us now, but, Pete Carroll, he came out and in the situations the Raiders usually don't win, that there's early East Coast starts. He got the dub, man. So that was a great thing to see.
One thing I do want to bring up is, and Severe, you're right. Winning cures all. It don't matter how it looks. It don't matter how you get it, because we all know winning a game in the NFL doesn't matter if you're the worst team or the best team. It's hard. It doesn't matter. Like, winning in the NFL is one of the hardest things to do in sports in general. But man, I keep going back to it because every once in a while I'll go back and watch it, because I don't know if you guys saw that series, Last Chance U. I don't know if you guys saw those. Oh man,
that's my.
I kind of go back every once in a while. I'm either watching football, breaking down game film. That's kind of what I do outside. But if what I do is I kind of get, if I have some spare time, I'll rewatch that Last Chance U, and the one that was out of Independence College with the guy out of Compton.
Coach JB.
That's
Coach JB.
That's a very
Coach JB. If I catch you, bro, you know what time it is.
I'm telling you right now, though. Coach JB, it's like that first series with him. That's like a prime example of winning cures all. You could act any way you want. You could treat anybody the way you want. But if you win, people overlook a lot of things. So just kind of want to throw that out there. If you guys haven't seen Last Chance
Bobby Knight is a perfect example.
Yeah, Bobby Knight too.
Bobby Knight was socking on people, throwing chairs. It was wild. He was committing assault.
Exactly.
He was like, hey, we went to the Final Four last year.
So, severe to your point, like winning cures everything. You know what I'm saying? And so, what up, Joseph? What's going on, man? Appreciate you popping in with the MGs in the building. What's going on? Super. Omnicron in the building. What's good? A lot of Raider PTSD was solved today. I don't know if it was solved. But it felt good about it. Softened up some things a little bit.
We dampened it down a little bit, man.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's solved. I don't know if we want to put all that.
It was 2 minutes. I think it was 2 minutes left. We was up 10, and I'm like, look, I ain't saying nothing's over yet. I've seen some things until the clock hits 0.
Exactly. What up, Tatty man? Palomar breakout year. You know, we'll answer this question real quick, and I'm gonna say what's up to everybody else. I'll just give you my quick thoughts on that. Look, I thought Palomar was gonna have a good year. I was excited when we brought him on. I thought that he was gonna have just a solid year. He wasn't gonna be like a top 10 safety in the league, but I thought he was gonna be a pretty good safety for us. I think he had the potential to do that. Chris, any thoughts on that?
Yeah. I was one of the people that, wanted to see more from him, at the end of the day, because he's, this is his first year of, starting the whole season. So, I like the kid, and I just want to see him continue to grow. He's, made a hell of a play, and, he's a long rangy guy. So he's showing that he can, cover the field, and that's what we're going to need now. Doing it against Drake May, even though I thought Drake May and then we're going to have a better passing game, I really want to see what he's going to do against Herbert, because that Chargers offense, they look like a well-oiled machine. So I really want to see what we're going to do there. But as far as him, just isolation, I think he did a good job, man. So salute to him.
100%. I'll tell you, look, as much as Isaiah Palomar had a pretty good game, I'm not sitting back and going, the I told you shows can't come out yet. It's a long season. It was a rainy game. Even that interception that Isaiah Palomar had, that looked like more of a bad throw by Drake May than anything. So it was a little bit of an overthrow. But
I think Max created the pressure on that one. I think he affected the throw greatly. So
he did a little bit. He was in the face a little bit.
Yeah. And that was important. That was important because much how we had some momentum going early in the game, and then we had that interception from Geno, and that kind of stalled us and gave the Patriots some momentum. That interception, that changed the momentum back in our favor. Once we got that pick, I think at that point we kind of started getting rolling again.
Yeah, 100%, man. John Fallon, what's going on? First game always sloppy, but a win is a win, yes. But Severe, man, your thoughts on just Isaiah Palomar in general?
Yeah, man. I think he had a good game, man. He was physical. It's one play. I'm gonna say he had the interception. Obviously, he was in on some other plays. I think one play, they threw. I don't know if it was a screen. It was like a little outlet pass to Trey, and he was on it before. Like he was running before the ball was even thrown.
Yeah,
he was down the alley, and he laid a big hit. And like the Patriots are lucky that wasn't coughed up in a fumble, because like he was there as soon as the ball was there. It was like bang bang, and it was a nice, like, solid hit. So I think he's a guy that he brings some physicality to the safety position. He brings some athleticism, a little bit more than what Marcus Epps had. So and he seems to be in the right place at the right time. We kind of saw it in the preseason as well. So hopefully he continues to build on this, man. I know he's a guy that the coaching staff loved. He kind of reminds me of, I can't remember dude's name. We picked out of, I think it was out of Utah a while ago. It was Reggie McKenzie pick, and Reggie McKenzie said he was a football playing Jesse. What was my guy's name? Out of Utah. Hey, I forget his name, but like that's Palomar, man. He's a football playing Jesse.
Shit, I'm trying to remember who you were talking about.
Was it the lineman? Like the first guy he ever?
It was a safety.
Was it the big safety? Like
No, he was a smaller guy. No, not him. Not Keith McGill. Dang, it was a small. It might not have been out of Utah. He was an Oos. He was an Oos too. Dang, what's my guy's name? I can't remember.
I'm blanking. I'm sure someone in the chat will help us out.
Start with an S. Start with an S. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. Dang. He was a football playing Jesse. We took him like a 7th round or something like that. He's a football playing Jesse.
We're gonna that too. I'm gonna say what's up to the rest of the chat as much as I can. I will say what's up to as many people as I can. As we're gonna go through it, man. Then we're gonna chop this game up. I'm gonna bring up the stats. We're gonna take a look at Geno's numbers, the running back numbers, receiver numbers, even some of the defensive side, because we did get to the quarterback 4 separate times. And I know one guy got after the quarterback, and we're gonna talk about that guy. And I know the chat is gonna want to talk about that guy. So, but Space Beast, what's going on? LS in the building. What's happening, man?
What up,
Bart?
LS?
Clarny's Irish Pub is rocking in Huntington Beach, man. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. What up, Larry? What's going on? What's happening, Dre? Appreciate you rocking with us, man. Let's see. The real Mike Tomlin. What's going on, man? Good seeing you in the building. Pigs in here as well. Appreciate you. What up, Raider Fallon? Arnold, what's happening? Bree Nabs in the building. What's going on? 808 Raider, what's happening, man? The Truth, 91 in the building. Appreciate you. Yoshi, good seeing you. Kevin Lurker, appreciate you pulling up. C. Gabe with the super chat, man. I appreciate you. We finally have a staff that makes halftime adjustments. I thought we weren't allowed to do that. That was, it's funny is I think some of us were messaging back and forth. I was messaging with some of my best friends back home, and us three up here, we were messaging back and forth a little bit. And we said it last week. It was going to be a game of in-game adjustment, or it was going to be a game of just who made the better adjustments as the game went on. You know what I'm saying? And Patrick Graham, man, he did some work. Went to halftime, only giving up 10 points, and we only give up a field goal after that in the second half, and so got to give PG some credit, man. So, but we're definitely going to talk about that. Jason Downs in the bill. What's going on? Maddock as well. What's happening? Booting balls into the stands. Did that go on? I don't know. Maybe, did I miss it?
I don't know. I didn't see it. No, the guy's name is Shalom Luani. He was out of Washington State.
Luani. Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I remember him.
Yeah.
Ernest, what's going on? Darth Jader in the building. Herman, I see you. What's happening, man? I appreciate it, but if you guys can, double tap that screen. Hit that like button if you can. If you guys want to get included, hit that sub button. We do a sub-only chat just to kind of show our appreciation to all the subscribers. I'm going to keep going down. I'm going to hold it there. We're going to kind of get into it. I'm going to say what's up to everybody else as I kind of roll through, but I definitely want to get into the stats. But first and foremost, let's talk about just two things. Number one, we did have some injuries, right? And I'm gonna pull them up really quick. So the first one, I'm gonna share the screen really quick. Landon Roberts, he kind of went down, got banged up. I think the reports have come out that it's a sprained elbow.
Yeah.
What the hell that means, I have no clue. Sprained, maybe hyperextended. I really don't know what that means. But at the end of the day, man, we saw good old Tommy Eichenberg come on in. I got to break down the film to kind of really see how he did. But, man, if Landon Roberts is out, man, he is definitely the green dot in that defense. Yeah. It's going to be tough if we lose him for a couple weeks. I don't know how long a sprained elbow could take you out for. I have no clue. But let's just hope it's minor, man. Chris, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's going to be tough for a linebacker, to be honest. For a linebacker, I think that might be tough. But yeah, huh?
Especially like him.
That's what I'm saying. So he might have to get some of that antler juice that Ray Lewis used to take or something, man. But yeah, it sucks, man, because you could tell that he's definitely a leader out there. I guess I think I heard them say that before he left, he kind of gave them a speech before he I guess went to, I don't know if he went to the tent or went to the locker room or whatever. So. But yeah, it's definitely going to hurt. But I think again, I'm with you. I do want to see kind of what Eichenberg did, during his time in there. But I'll tell you one thing: Devin White stepped up. He stepped up in the middle for sure. Jamal did too. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, Devin White actually played his ass off.
He did,
without question. And Chewy, no, I don't got an 805 this time. This is the Miller Lite, but I do have extras that are about to go in the fridge in just a second. So I do got it. Don't worry.
Here we go.
Don't worry. They just ain't cold right now.
Even his beer cans are black. It's just...
And when they're not, they got a coaster on them.
Exactly.
Oh man, you know how I do. All right, man. Severe, man. Any thoughts? Landon Roberts, man. Yeah, if he misses a few weeks, maybe even longer, man, it's a big blow to the defense.
Yeah, it's a big blow to defense. I know Tommy Eichenberg was out there a little bit. It's funny because I was talking to some people at the event, and I was like, "Yeah, man, if Landon Roberts goes down, it's like we're gonna probably put Tommy Eichenberg out there, and if we go put Tommy Eichenberg out there in goal line situations, you better watch out. You better watch out." But I didn't really notice him a lot, which is a good thing for Tommy Eichenberg.
Yeah.
If you don't notice Tommy Eichenberg, that's a good thing. See him, that's a good thing. I think we went to a lot of sub packages as well, though, where it's a lot of just Pratt and White out there. Saw some Jamal Adams, and then it's a lot with just Jeremy Chin out there. So I don't remember how much he was actually on the field. I was mainly trying to pay a lot of attention to the defensive line, so I wasn't really looking at the linebackers as much. But hey, I didn't notice him, so kudos to him, man. Hopefully, if Landon is out for a while, he kind of steps up.
And to be dead honest, once you go back and you look at the game film, or I'm sorry, you look at the game stats, Drake May threw the ball 45 times. That means that linebackers, you don't see them a whole lot. They're dropping into coverage. If the ball ain't going that way, you can see it. They didn't run the ball very often, so it didn't even give some of the linebackers time or opportunity to kind of flash or show what they could do. And so that's probably why, kind of towards the tail end, Tommy, we really didn't see him. Shit. I know, Coach, I see you in here, but maybe it played into our favor that we didn't need Tommy too much because they passed the ball. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I feel like they were kind of like chin came down some as well. Cause I saw Ed was out there, for some reps as well. So yeah, I'd have to go back and kind of really deep dive into it just to see kind of some of the personnel that they had out there. But yeah, Tommy wasn't out there getting cooked. So salute to him.
Salute to the omelets out there, man.
And if you guys don't know, if you guys are new, do me a favor. If you are new and you're hitting that sub button for the first time, just hit that hashtag new one just so we can show our appreciation. So we definitely appreciate everybody that's kind of new. And again, we do a sub only chat to show our appreciation to all of our subscribers. And if I do get to a topic, if you asked a question in the chat previously and we get to that topic, if you can't, throw that question back in there and hit that hashtag Raiders. When we creep up to over 200 people or, close to 200 people in the chat, man, it's tough to navigate. So hit that hashtag Raiders and it'll definitely catch my eye. Definitely want to address any questions or comments that get popped up there. But yeah, at the same time, it is tough because you just never know how much this can affect Landon Roberts and his ability to come back. So we'll kind of see just kind of how it works out. Let's see. 11, what's going on, man? Appreciate you rolling with us. I see you in here. It says Brock Bowers, big Michael Mayer are the real deal, legit.
Fact.
I signed Jacoby now. Yeah,
both of them.
Let's sign them.
We got 2 number 1 tight ends.
They look good, man. They look good. Raider Paul, what's happening, man? Jake Long.
Yeah, that Chris? Where you at? Yeah, that Chris? I don't hear. Well, where's Ian Thomas at? I see him.
Hey, he was out there a couple reps. Big Ian was out there when Bowers got hurt. Big Ian was out there.
He was out there a couple reps.
Yeah, Alex O's getting warmed up, baby.
Ian Thomas, a dude that dried out the football before Carlson kicked it.
God damn it.
No, for real. Mayer did his thing, man. Mayer did his thing, blocking as well. Seeing him come out the backfield as a fullback. Yeah. He did his thing for sure.
He did. Raider Pete, man, Crosby not a big factor. He has to play up to his pay grade, especially versus a rookie left tackle, man. We're gonna talk about that when we jump to the defensive side, man, for sure. What up, Coach? I see you. Did y'all see Ami ball out? We saw it. I mean, didn't get much opportunity, but yeah, he was out.
Coach probably saw it, but he's probably every play he was watching. What time yet?
He was rewinding like I do. That's what he was doing. I guarantee it. Jason, you're saying a sprained elbow can last for weeks. Yeah, and it all depends on just kind of what type of sprain that is. It's like sometimes, I don't know, like when I stopped playing football, I'd go and play like, shit you not, I'd go and play like 4 or 5 hours of basketball a night. If you've ever rolled your ankle, bro, it is horrible. It's one of the worst feelings in the world when you roll your ankle, and sometimes those sprains can last longer than breaks.
Yeah, they linger.
You know what I'm saying? And so, Jason, you're saying a sprained elbow can last for weeks. Yeah, man. So we're crossing our fingers. We're crossing our fingers. You know what I'm saying?
You better throw one of those Ray Lewis bionic arm braces on that thing.
You can't even like move your arm. It just
Ray Lewis had a whole that was a weapon. He had a legit,
No, I'm with you, man. Raiders USC. What's going on, Pete? Is the master of second half adjustments. Nice to finally see that. We did adjust pretty well, man. We're gonna jump into that.
Like Dre right there with it. Yeah, Dre.
What up, Money Chuck? What's going on, man? Appreciate you popping in with us. Chewy, hitting that hashtag Raiders. Appreciate it. Will Geno Smith cook like this against a legit secondary? Remains to be seen. I'll say one thing is we've all said it. Geno Smith keeps us competitive. Absolutely. He's going to give us a chance every time he's under center, right? So, and he's proven that every time he's gotten the opportunity. So, Severe, I'll throw it to you first this time, man. What's your thoughts on this comment?
I think he can, man. If you look at a lot of his passes, outside the ones to Jacoby, a lot of them were guys running wide open, and
Exactly.
it was due to play design. A lot of times he ran a lot of crossers, a lot of rub routes where he was running defenders
Yeah.
into each other, and guys Brock was wide the hell open a few times on those concepts. It just got defenders running into each other, or like creating like natural pick plays where a guy like Jacoby or Tucker takes a DB out, and whoever gets open off of that, Gino's right there. And another thing is that he had all day. So it's more so like when he has is he going to be able to do this against a legit pass rush? Because you look at some of the plays, it was like I remember one in particular, like the one to Besh, he was sitting back there like 4-5 seconds, and he just okay, well dang, Besh is on the sideline, wide the hell open, I'm gonna hit him. So like if he see when we see a better pass rush, or if we see a team that adjusts better to those crossers, that's going to be the real test. But even some of the ones where Jacoby was like, he was hitting Jacoby in tight windows, and Jacoby was, at that point, he was doing what Jacoby does after the catch. So I think the accuracy is there, the poise is there. Even when guys were in his face, he was still delivering some of those passes on time with accuracy. So I think he can be done. But it still remains to be seen if it's 100% certainty.
Yeah, man. Chris, I'm gonna throw it to you in a second. Ron, you ain't new. We've seen you here, but I appreciate you popping in with us. Chris, man, yeah, thoughts on Gino, and just can he do this and continue to make it happen against good defenses?
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I have to really, shout out Gino, because again, that was another concern of mine. Just when we got him, and he started growing on me a little bit. But man, it was refreshing seeing him back there. When he got time, I mean, he was dotting, man. He literally was dotting. He was making good decisions for the most part. That one interception, that was tough. But overall, like, if you give, from what I saw today, if you give him time, he'll find the open guy, So I really like what I saw, and he actually exceeded my expectations of what I was going to see. So, I'm excited to see next week. Like, next week is going to tell me a lot. I know I said that about week one, but I think the Patriots, they were a little bit worse than I thought, but knowing what I saw with the Chargers, knowing that they're going to come after it, with Mentor as their offense or their defensive coordinator, they're going to bring pressure. There's not going to be a whole bunch of, him sitting back there in the pocket. So it's going to be all about him finding the guy quickly, and our receivers getting separation quickly.
Yeah, one thing I will add to that, and before I do, Dan and Kim, what's going on, man? Appreciate you rolling with us. Ron, we're going to talk about Bowers in just a second because he did go that blue tent, and we didn't see him for the rest of the game, so we're going to talk about that in a second. Jason Downs with the sprained elbow. It's your grip that hurts the most. Rotating that wrist is real painful. Yeah, man. It's all those nerves that go all the way down, which definitely can be affected. So here's my thing is, I believe it was on third down. The one play where Gino rolled to his left and threw back to Michael Mayer for the first down.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long has it been since we've seen something like that?
That's what I'm saying. That's
like,
what I'm saying.
That was the moment that I had sit back watching it going, damn. Like,
we haven't seen that in a
legit quarterback.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, even in Carr's good days, you didn't see that at a Carr.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so Geno Smith being able to kind of have that mobility, but also just the awareness. Now, I got to go back and watch the film. I think the announcer said that there was somebody kind of deeper down the field that was kind of more to his left. That could have been a much easier throw. But for Geno just to show that elusiveness to kind of get out of the pocket and that agility kind of get – and for some people that don't know, that is an extremely hard throw. As a right-handed quarterback, going to your left, having to rotate your shoulder and hips and get your arm in that type of angle to make that throw, it's extremely hard. Just to see that, it's like, damn, we got ourselves a quarterback.
Yeah, facts.
So,
facts.
MG's Kai Blue Kelly played pretty good. I think
he played better than pretty good. I think he played really well.
He took some time to get going.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, damn, like how much –
yeah.
How much did the rain play kind of a factor in it all? Now they did throw 45. They did throw 45 times, so there was a lot of times where they were kind of just getting that ball out. And so I'm not going to take anything away from him. But at the same time, it's like it was a little shaky kind of in the beginning. Let's just kind of see. And it was, look, he was going against what's that one kid, that Booty kid over there?
Hey, Booty was cooking.
Booty was cooking. But he was nice though. Keyshawn Booty, he was nice at LSU. Like
he was getting it in, man. And that's what I'm saying. Was he guarding Booty most of the time, or was it Stokes? I had to go back and watch because he was getting it together, man.
Yeah.
So no, we'll see. Again, it's really hard to determine just kind of how the rain kind of played a role. But look, the rain didn't affect Geno, so you can kind of look at it both ways. What up, my two? What's going on, man? Brandon in the building as well. Appreciate you guys popping in with us. Bart, in that hashtag Raider Bart says he was sacked 4 times and running game was suspect. We're going to talk about that running game without question. John found that T pass to Tucker was a thing of beauty.
It was.
It's been a while.
Nice.
It was.
That was nice.
It's been a while.
And he caught it.
Yeah, he caught it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought when he let it go, I almost thought he overshot him a little bit. I was like, did he put too much on it?
He ran up under it.
Nah, Tucker turned the speed on.
He caught it and he didn't bobble it.
Yeah, it was a clean
that was
catch.
the key.
Yeah.
Man, that was the one thing that, man, just drove me crazy with Trey Tucker. Not just his first year, but even after that, it's just the amount of times where he just never secured that first touch of the football. So yeah, it's crazy. Polly Pie 89 in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you. What's up, Rock? What's happening, man? Brandon, you're saying Geno made some bad decisions in the game. The pick was crazy, and the throwing across the body to Mayer. But at least we have a legit quarterback finally. The general rule is you don't want to.
I don't think the pick was a bad decision. I just think it was. I think the ball got away from him. Yeah, I think the ball got away from him, and I also think Brock could have made a better play on the ball too. So I mean, I think it's more on Geno, but I think in that situation, you kind of protect your quarterback. But I wouldn't say that was a bad decision though.
And I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace because look, it's the very first game of the season, first time, just trying to get timing down with your receivers. That ball was a little behind. You want to put them more on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to take some time for them to really get that thing dialed in. So, yeah, Severe, I agree with you. Not necessarily a bad decision. Could have been a little bit better ball.
Yeah, it could have been.
You know, but at the end of the day, it was also kind of rainy as all hell out there. So you just never know. Is that going to play a role? But I will say that throw back to Mayer, yes, rule of thumb, you never throw back across the field, across your body. But if you can make it happen, you made it happen. It's good until it's not. Let's put it that way.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They advise you to not do it, but then but same with Mahomes. I mean, he does things every game that your coaches tell you not to do. So
I want my guys giving. If it's Brock Bowers, I want him giving them a chance. If he thinks he has leverage on that play. Yeah. Brock Bowers is a special player. Let special players make special plays. Like you ain't throwing up to like Calvin Johnson double coverage. Like that's a bad. That's us. Yeah. I wouldn't do bro. It's Calvin Johnson. Like I'm gonna give you a chance.
Calvin do what he do. Yeah.
Exactly. Rock charging suck ass, man. Hey, we are potentially playing for first place in our division Monday night, and if y'all don't know, we are going to be there in person all weekend long for the Monday night home opener. We'll be there on Saturday, Sunday. Come rock with us. Hit us up if you guys are going to be in town. We're going to be kind of all over the place. You know what I'm saying? We're probably going to find ourselves at Fremont at some point, but we're definitely going to be tailgating, rocking out. I know that the Black Hole does something, I think, in Lot W, I think it is. We might find ourselves kind of heading over there, but we're going to be there all weekend. So make sure you guys just hit us up on our social media handles, on Instagram, whatever it may be. We'll let you know where we're at, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, let's jump over real quick. The next one, Brock Bowers. All right, Brock Bowers got a little banged up. Went to the what did they call it? The blue tent. The blue tent. With a little bit of a banged up knee, didn't come back. I didn't see him come back, and so it looked like some reports came out that it was just kind of a precaution. They were just being careful. That game was still tight though, so I'm hoping that we just don't get some reports out that it's a little more serious than they're making it out to be. But man, Chris, I'll throw it to you first this time. Just any thoughts on this injury? Chat, let me know. Hit that hashtag Raiders if you can. It'll catch my eye.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It was a little concerning because you could tell it's really bothering him. Like he was trying to do whatever he could to kind of like run it off and walk it off. And he's the type of guy that if it's a little bit of pain, he'll play through it. The fact that he didn't come back and we were still kind of fighting in that game, and he knows how big of a part of that he is. Him not coming back is a little concerning. So I'm interested to see kind of what comes out of that. But just knowing just how Brock is, he's that lunch pail guy that if I need to play through it, I'm going to do it. So we'll see. So we'll see at the end of the day. But I mean, the dude was balling, so we need him for sure.
Oh yeah, Taddy, we're gonna talk about the running game in just a second. What up, ASAP? What's happening, man? Severe thoughts on our boy Brock Bowers?
Yeah, same thing, man. When I saw him get hurt, first I didn't notice it, and then they kind of showed it, and then they showed like you saw him on the sideline, he took that hit, and then the very next play, I think he was running a route, and he kind of came up a little bit gimpy. Yeah, and they showed him on a telecast, like trying to run it off, and he really just couldn't explode off of that leg. So I was like, that's kind of it wasn't at that point. It's not a pain thing. It's like it's actually affecting me type thing. So. Yeah, I was a little concerned, but hopefully it's nothing too serious. With stuff like that, you kind of can't go by what you see the first day, especially you're gonna that second day, that's when the swelling really explodes. And then you're gonna get on a plane too, so that also affects like that has an effect on like the pressure in your body, and that's gonna affect the swelling. That could blow it up as well. So hopefully. When he gets back to Vegas, he gets some treatment and he's able to go. I think he's going to be a very important piece to what we want to do on Monday night against the Chargers.
Yeah, he better ice that thing up and get it ready because we don't need it against the Chargers.
Ice and elevation.
Exactly, man. What up, Jeff? What's happening, man? Hey, man, salute to you. I was kind of watching. I think Chris for Raiders, Jason Downs, they're going live, showing some of the stuff that you got on. I heard you got on like the local news channel. With what you're doing out there over in New England.
Okay,
that's what I heard. I
didn't see Hollywood?
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Ain't no more New England. It's Hollywood, Jeff, now.
Don't forget small guys, man. Don't forget the little guys, man, who held it down with you, man.
Exactly.
Hey, but at the same time, man, Jeff, man, salute to you. I know it was raining out there. I saw some coverage of you guys all in like your ponchos and all that stuff, just trying to stay out the rain, man. But you guys did a hell of a job, man. They salute to you. And, hey, they pulled off the win. So the win makes up for any rain that dumped on you guys during that tailgate. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man. It was always good to see just Raider fan base show up solid. So, Taddy, you're saying Geno did force a few throws, but nothing that was crazy. Yeah, he played a solid game. Diesel, what's going on, man? Kevin Lurker, I don't know if I said what's up, man. Appreciate you popping in with us. Easy, I see you. Linebackers and secondaries held up pretty good for 1 week at least. I thought Henderson would kill us. I think the only thing is just remember, man, it was rainy. Obviously, you change up your kind of offensive play calling a little bit. But we're going to compare a little bit to what Henderson looked like versus our own Genty, because I think that was one of the biggest leading stories. So, man, we're going to talk about it. Appreciate you.
They don't want to see that comparison.
I know. Hey, yeah, John Fallon, let me know, because I think you're saying you're staying at the Luxor. And so if you in on Sunday, man, we'll link up for sure. Hit me up. My social media is _805 Raider. So hit me up on Instagram, all that stuff, and we'll find time, man, for sure. Ernie, what's happening, man? Unpopular opinion, but clearly no one has been able to debate with me without tapping out. People who think Jalen Carter should have been kicked out the game are soft as fuck. I'm here to see the best versus the best. If you spit on somebody, and that's the rules, man, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, spit on somebody, man. Like somebody will literally eliminate you. I don't want to say the word on YouTube. They will take you out if you spit on somebody out here, bro. You will be toe tag out here spitting on somebody. Like, you don't do that to another grown man. I know Dak kind of did it first in his direction. So, and the refs they always catch the second guy, and Jalen Carter already kind of has a reputation. And then, Dak was he was snitching too after he initiated it. And then, but Jalen got to be smarter right there. He got to understand that people are gonna try to push his buttons, and because they can't mess with him any other way. He was gonna go out there, he was gonna dominate in the game. So only way they can really take him out of this game is either get him kicked out or, mess with his mental. So he got to lock in and not let that stuff distract him, and get your payback on the field.
Right.
Chris, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, same thing. At the end of the day, he got to be smarter because, again, that game probably looks a lot different if Jalen Carter's in there, at the end of the day. So,
Coach,
I mean,
like,
and the thing is, like,
coach, I'm about to put you on time. I'm going to put you on timeout, man. Coach is going wild in the chat.
The thing is, like, with Ernie, it's like, look, like, the rule's there for a reason. You don't need players just spitting on each other all over the place, right? The rule's there for a reason. So
for sure.
I mean, yeah, you could argue whether or not it's a shit rule, whatever, but it's there for a reason. It makes all the sense in the world to not be spitting at people. And so to argue that or to argue that he was kicked out, that's a shitty way to get kicked out. Yeah, okay, you can argue, but at the same time, it's like, but it's a fair rule, so don't do it.
Yeah.
There's no argument on whether or not you shouldn't do it. So yeah, that's just I think, Arnie, that's just a tough argument to kind of be had. And so, all right, let's see, man. I appreciate everybody rocking with us. Miller Time Gaming. What's happening, man? I see you in the building. Appreciate you popping in with us. Let's talk a little bit about stats. All right, and if we're gonna kind of jump into it. If you guys can, do us a favor, double tap that screen, hit that like button. As you guys know, we're in the Raider War Room. You got Chris, Protect the Show podcast. You got the Severe Raider. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. We hit you guys on Sundays, kind of give you a post game, kind of recap of the game. But at the same time, we hit you guys on Wednesdays in the middle of the week, and we break down game film. So make sure you guys tap into that, because we chop up the game film and we show you the real picture of kind of what went down. So we definitely have fun, and a lot of our viewers definitely like rocking with us on that. So make sure you guys check in with us. What up, Raiders Food? Chris, what's going on, man? Good seeing you. So let's do this. We're going to go over, let's take a look at these game stats. If you guys can see it, I hope you guys can see it. Remember, kind of do this view, because when we break down game film, we try to mess with YouTube's, we try to mess with YouTube so that they don't demonetize us when we try to rock some game film. But we pull it off. 2013, we'll look at the Patriots stats real quick, then we'll jump into ours. So Patriots, just stats-wise, Drake May, 30 for 46, man. They came out with the intention of trying to pick on that secondary, which made all the sense in the world. All the sense in the world. 30 for 46, 287 yards, an average of 6.2 yards per pass, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. We got to him 4 times. QBR, man, that's a QBR rating of 39, which is nasty work. So, it was rainy, a little bit of tough. You never know how much that kind of plays into the game. But at the end of the day, man, Drake May just didn't look very good overall. Some of the decisions that he made, some errant throws, which was a little bit tough. Then you jump over to Geno Smith, and this is kind of where we're going to kind of dive into it. Geno Smith, man, 24 of 34, 362 yards, 10.6 average per pass, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. He got sacked 4 times. QBR is 63. We finally have ourselves a little bit of a quarterback, man. So chat, let me know if you guys had anything previously about Geno Smith. Hit that hashtag Raiders, put it on the screen, put it on there. I'll try to pull it up, man. But Severe, I'll throw it to you first this time, man. What's your thoughts? Geno Smith, his debut as a Las Vegas Raider.
Yeah, man, I think he had a great debut, man. Think about the elements they were playing in as well. It was a rainy game. It's usually tough to throw the ball in those conditions. Tough for guys to make catches. I think he did really well. Over 360 yards. It's still like 70-something completion percentage. That's a hell of a debut, and that's 70%. That's about where Geno's been the past 3-4 years since he's been a starter in Seattle. He's been hovering around that 70% mark. People like to look at last year. I know they looked at his interception to touchdown ratio, and a lot of people were complaining, he had 23 touchdowns and only and 15 interceptions. It's not great. But sometimes numbers don't tell the whole story. And I know even though he did have that 1 interception a day, he still played winning football, in my opinion, and he made plays when they mattered. And the 3rd and 20 is the perfect example of that, where You know, basically to seal the game at that point. He has Dante Thornton for a big gainer. So I think he did the things that we've been looking for quarterbacks to do in the past. He showed poise, showed leadership. He was clutch. You know, showed improvisation skills on one play where, you know, he kind of had to scramble and throw out to his left. I mean, I think that was some good ball. Were you watching the game?
Man,
what you watching, Chris?
You just see D-Hop catch.
What happened? Oh no, I ain't watching it right now.
I got it in front of me right here, and I just see them kicking a field goal, so I didn't see the catch. And so Raider Ryan, what's going on, man? I appreciate you popping in here. Bronx boys in the building. What's happening, man? Detroit Lions are not doing so good this year. Hope they're going to turn around. All right, man. I'm assuming Detroit fan. I'm assuming, man, but I appreciate you rocking with us. And here's the thing, right? Severe, you know, you kind of touched on it for a second, but man, Geno Smith, he was just making good decisions. Yes, that interception was tough, but you expected some. You expected just some jitters, not jitters. Sorry, I take that back. Just the ability just to kind of get chemistry down with receivers, right? And sometimes that can lead to just some passes that are behind receivers, maybe a little bit overthrown, stuff like that. But for his debut, man, he looked as on point as a quarterback could have looked. And you can't argue it when you're 24 of 34, 362 yards. And we're going to talk about the receivers in just a second because we're going to go to the running game after that. We'll look at the receivers. But there's one stat that was very impressive that I think we haven't seen in a very long time when we look at the receivers. I'm going to touch on that in just a second. But, man, Chris, thoughts on Geno Smith and just how he looked this Raider debut?
No, he looked poised. He looked like he has a good grasp of the offense and understanding of the offense, kind of what Chip Kelly wants to do. And plus, I think Chip Kelly just put him in a very good position, man. Like Chip was doing, you know, some of those things that I was hoping that he was going to do, was being able to scheme guys open. I mean, there was a few tight throws that Geno made, you know, in a couple that he threw downfield and gave the receiver a chance. But for the most part, man, like he was throwing into, you know, some open guys, you know, guys that were getting some separation, and it seemed like they were just being schemed open. So again, I gotta watch the film a little bit more. But what I saw, Geno looked good. Like, I was very impressed, man. Just, you know, I was in the group chat just talking to you guys, and I was just like, I don't know what I was expecting, because, you know, Geno in the past, he's kind of been up and down, but from what I saw today, like, that was some of the best quarterback play for the Raiders since, I mean, I'm not going to say like Rich Gannon, but it's like, you know, because that might be pushing it. But man, at least since like maybe Carr 2016, you know, at least in.
Can I add that? I want to say it was either the opening drive or maybe the second series that Geno Smith had. They had the corner blitz off one side. Jacoby Myers read it, and Geno Smith caught that hot route.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've watched film. You guys know how I do it, and everybody in the chat, you guys know we break down the game film. It's been a long time since I've seen a quarterback and receiver be on the same page and pick up that hot route.
Pay that man.
Like, it was a thing of beauty. Both them saw it on the boundary. Bang, Geno hit Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers cut off his route. A simple little 4 or 5 yard hitch.
Yeah.
Bang. Like, for those two to be on that type of page this early, game one, it was good to see because we haven't seen that in quite a while. So, you know, again, those are the type of things that I'm kind of watching, just kind of catches my eyes. Man, for them to hit that hot route was pretty impressive. MGs, man, with that hashtag Raiders, man, Geno was cool under pressure, unlike some of the QBs that we've had. Yeah. Glad we picked him up. And there was plenty of time where that offensive line, man, you know, there was pressure in his face, and Geno was still able to either maneuver in the pocket, kind of get out of harm's way, but still be able to get that ball off and make something happen. Because that offensive line, it was shaky. It was very shaky. We're going to talk about that in just a second.
Sometimes, man, but there was some times where he had all the time in the world.
Yes. Especially early in the game.
I mean, I was like, sheesh.
Yeah. No, it's something. No, it's like you know. I mean, you guys play sports. Like you know when you like you know you guys would you train with the parachute or you would train with the sled or you train with the weighted vest when you run and you take that thing off. You feel like light and spring. You're like, man, I'm out here running a 4.2.
Yeah.
Like remember, Gino had Stone Forsythe as his right tackle. Like this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. This ain't a day. Like what? I got all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ernie, man, you're saying honestly, when it comes to Raiders, it's about getting a great draft pick next year. We can never trust Geno to win 4 playoff games. We've all said it. Geno Smith, I think we all agree, like he's good enough to have you compete and potentially like have the pathway to a playoff game. But there's massive question marks on whether or not he can actually get you to that Super Bowl and win you a Super Bowl. So yeah, definitely got to build around, and we all agree to that.
But guys, man, I'm sorry, and I'll be the one to say it. Like, what are we really saying, man? Like, we have not won a playoff game for like. I would love to win 4 playoff games. Let me get a quarterback that can get us to the playoffs right now. Then anything can happen from that point. But like, you know, down in Geno because you don't think he can get 4 wins in the playoffs is kind of wild, bro. Like
we get 1.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And I hate to put the bar like you know, we always want to win it all, but let's keep it real, man. We gotta crawl before we walk, man.
It's very true. Chadwick, man, good win, but the O-line must do better. I think there's a lot of improvement that we can have on the O-line, but you got to remember that Patriots front 4 is actually pretty solid. They're a pretty good front 4, so just kind of keep that in mind. And so, look, the other point I want to bring up, and we're going to get to the running game in just a second, but you take a look at the receivers. Brock Bowers, 5 for 103. Jacoby Myers, 8 for 97. Trey Tucker, 2 for 54. Dante Thornton, 2 for 45. Michael Mayer, 4 for 38. Jack Besh, 1 for 23. Ashton Genty got a couple of dump-off passes. Here's the thing. I mean, Jack Besh, he had 1. Genty had a couple dump-off passes, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 different players catching the football.
Man,
let's spread that ball around a little bit.
Love it.
But the one thing I will say, that's spreading the ball around a little bit. I'm going to throw it to my guys, but I want to take a look at this stat right here.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers along with 38. Jacoby Myers along with 24. Trey Tucker, 28. Dante Thornton, 36. Jack Besh, 23. That's 5 different receivers with a 20-plus yard reception.
Yeah.
When's the last time we saw that in one game? Chris, man, talk about it, man, because it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I really can't think of when. I mean, unless it was like the Hugh Jackson era. If not then I don't know when it would have been because that's not Raider like. I mean, it's what Al Davis would have always wanted, but it's not what we've been doing in the last few decades for sure. I love seeing that.
And it's just good to see us, again, try to push the ball downfield. It didn't happen extremely often. A lot of these were catches, and it was yards after catch. Yeah. But we at least tried to push that ball downfield. Trey Tucker gets that deep pass. And, again, that's on a 3rd and long, which was very impressive. But to see us just be able to kind of put that up on that stat, on this stat sheet is pretty impressive, man. Severe, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I think Pete Carroll said that that's like a Raider record or something like that for the most 20-plus yards plays in a game. So, like that's like you said, and some of it was pushing the ball downfield, but a lot of it was just play design, like getting guys so wide open that they can catch and run, or getting them in position or putting them in positions where they can catch and run, where Geno's delivering an accurate ball on time, giving his receivers an opportunity, not getting them killed or running them right into a DB like we've seen with Jimmy G or Derek Carr. Like actually giving them the ball in a position where they can make a play, and then having the guys out there that can do that, whether that be Brock, whether that be Jacoby. Jacoby did it a few times where he caught a pass in a tight window, made some guys miss, which is good to see because some other people ain't making nobody miss. We'll get to that in a minute. But it was good to see Jacoby able to make some people miss and then actually run after the catch. So, good to see some guys in the Raider uniform that can make people miss in open field. And that was great. It's great to see.
That's very true. And I think we all know what we're about to get into. At least us three on this panel know what we're about to get into. But again, when you do try to press the ball deep, right? Trey Tucker gets that deep pass, which is great. You also had Jonte Thornton kind of get downfield in a very, very key pivotal moment in the game, getting that deep pass downfield. Now he had to come back to it, which is very hard for a corner to play that type of ball. So it's just good to see us try to push the ball downfield, because it's not only does it force a defense to have to compensate for it during that game, but you're also putting on tape to where other teams are going to have to go back and watch that we can do that, and we're going to attempt it, which is going to force them to have to look out for it and also prepare for it during the practice week. So it's just good. It's good to see that. Arnold, man, you're saying we had 9 explosive plays. When was the last time that happened? It's been a long time. And again, a lot of it was catch and runs, right? Yards after the catch. But you just don't know how much that Trey Tucker touchdown influenced that, to where now you have to stay on top, and it softens up everything down below. That's just one of those things, right? Oh, Jesus, I'm watching the game, and I got cooks on my fantasy. All right.
Rock. Cooper's problem is not his inability to eat. that's not his issue at all.
That's what I basically told him.
Oh yeah, exactly. Man. Exactly. Chris. This is probably
too much.
He's been eating all right. Clearly.
Oh man, Ernie, you're saying, do you guys really think Geno can win us multiple games if you don't have that quarterback? Answer that. It's not even technically the best roster. All quarterbacks need help.
Yeah,
but we're going to surround him with some help, with some weapons. And so, but can he win multiple games? He's proven he can win multiple games. So I don't have that issue. It's just a matter of how deep can we if we can get to the playoffs, how deep can we go? And every quarterback needs help, without question. Red Dirt Raider, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. I got Roger Keys in the building. The Raiders show up today. Great win for us. Yes, 100%. Man, I got to catch up in the chat, man. I apologize. Bart, man, I mentioned earlier, O-line gave up 4 sacks, and some hers, as well as the running game was not great. Tidy up that quickly, please. Yeah, man. So we're going to get to the running game. We just talked about the receivers, and again, with over 250 in the chat, guys, if you can, between a lot of us, we're streaming to YouTube, we're streaming to Twitter. We're also, I think we got Kick on there, guys. If you guys can, come over to YouTube for just a second, hit that sub button, hit that like button if you can. We would definitely appreciate it. Again, we do a sub only chat just to show our appreciation to some of the subscribers. But at the same time, hit that hashtag Raiders, because it catches my eye. With over 250 in the chat, it's hard to kind of get to everybody's comment. I try to do my best, but we definitely appreciate you guys. Bart, you said I mentioned that. Sorry. Let's talk about that O-line, and we're going to get to the run game. Let's talk about that O-line real quick. Eric Balls, what's going on, man? Hey, gents, Seahawks fan here, just up. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you just rocking with us. Franklin Center, I see you as well. Paige Jacoby, we're all on the same page with you. What up, Jack? What's happening, man? Appreciate you rocking with us. Man, we got everybody coming in here, man. Again, I'm trying to see what's up there. Wild Turkey in the building. Double tap that screen if you guys can, man. We appreciate you. Let's do this. We're talking about the offensive line. Definitely a little shaky. JPJ. Let's talk about JPJ for just a second. Definitely some plays that I think he wants to get back. I love the aggressiveness with him on that sideline, right? But, man, you just got to calm those nerves a little bit. You got to calm those instincts, and you can't cost us 15, right? Do it in between the white lines, do it in between the whistles, man. But JPJ struggled just a little bit. Definitely there was some pressure on Geno that we didn't like, but they started to tighten it up a little bit, at least in the pass coverage towards the tail end of the game. So, Severe, I'll throw it to you first, man. Any thoughts on JPJ, just that offensive line?
Yeah, man. This is the issue when, you put a guy in a position that he hasn't played. Obviously you played guard before, but you played left guard last season. So you put him over there with some guys he hasn't played with before, kind of on short notice as well. And you expect them to be in sync immediately, and that's not always the case. Like when it was man on man hat on the hat, think they did well. The issue was, when the Patriots, they started doing stuff like shifting their line, or they did stuff like blitzing, or when they were doing D-line games, that's where the issues occurred. And that's where, kind of that communication piece and that understanding, of what the guy next to you was going to do, that's where that stuff really plays the biggest factor. And you can tell that they were kind of out of sync right there. So they'll get better, but this was a situation where I think that offensive line shifting, that's where it affected us. And obviously, the boy wonder down there in San Diego, and we ain't claiming him in Los Angeles. JC Mentor, he's going to see the stuff that we had issues with, and he ain't going to wait till later in the game to start doing that stuff. They're going to do that stuff right off the rip, and we're going to see if Brendan Carroll, the best offensive line coach in the world, apparently, because he's the guy we hired. So obviously he was the best candidate out there. But we're going to see if he's able to get those guys, on the same page going into that game.
Yeah, man. Rafa, man, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go hit up Rafa, man. He's always throwing content out there. I think, Rafa, I saw you went live a couple days ago. I said what's up to you in your live, man. I appreciate you. And, hey, if you guys want to go over there, he also does live, I think in Spanish, I believe it is. And he'll do his stuff over there, man. Guys, make sure you go hit up Rafa, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, you're saying explosive plays, great mentality. That's the spirit and dedication, man. 100%, man. Hey, anytime you can get a win, it ain't easy. You got to give it credit without question, man. But I appreciate the super chat, Rafa. All right, what's going on, man? In the building. Chris, man, thoughts? Offensive line at the same time. JPJ just look a little rough. Obviously, switching from center to guard, shifting things around, man. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man. With the line again, like my first thoughts is like, again, I know a lot of people were, kind of down in them. I mean, they were kind of off and on, but some of that pass blocking I saw today was some of the best pass blocking I've seen in a long time. And again, I'll have to watch it again, but like there were a few times I'm just like, man, this dude has forever to throw. And I can't, maybe it's because we had, Andre James out there or whatever, and Parham and all that. But, I felt like today, there were some times that they looked pretty good. And again, we did get caught with some stunts and stuff like that. But, it kind of goes back to what I was saying a while ago. It's like, these guys have to gel. That's why it's tough taking guys out of their natural position and putting them somewhere else. People act like all of a sudden JPJ is just not a good lineman. He just has to, get used to playing a new position. We know this guy can play football. We know he can play offensive line at a high level. We've seen it. We just got to, get it out of him. My man, Meredith had some very good reps, man, at center.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was a few plays. I was very impressed with what I saw.
Do I need to get a bottle for Meredith too? I got one for Adam Butler.
You might have to.
I'll get a bottle. Hold on. God damn it!
Let's wait till after next week. Exactly. Yeah.
I'll get it ready. Don't you worry.
I know you will. But no. So overall, it's still a work in progress, and I'm not, jumping for joy after 1 week. They just gotta continue to grow. That's all I want to see, because the Chargers is going to be a test. Like Severe said, Mentor is going to bring the house, and he saw that we kind of struggle with stunts. He's doing that play one, and he's going to do it until we prove that we can stop it. So we'll see, man. But overall, I guess I'm not as down on the line as most people are, but we'll see what week 2 looks like.
For me, what's tough is it's a brand new system.
Right.
We were going against a good front four. They're coming after us. They're bringing some pressure at the same time. I think JPJ, for him, it's just understanding. Again, it's just about them gelling. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
Is that the offensive line needs chemistry. And we really didn't get a lot of that because we're shuffling things around. So it might take, 3, maybe 4 weeks for this offensive line to fully understand each other and who they're playing next to. So, and again, if you guys have rocked with us, you know it was a concern for us, and we're seeing that. And so we just hope from this moving forward that it's going to help, because I'll tell you right now, we don't have the backups to go to rely on. As Kappa ain't going to be the solution. It ain't going to be Carlos Rogers or Caleb Rogers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got some work to do.
Carlos Rogers.
Wherever you at, Carlos, where you at? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's gonna take some time, but we've had this concern. We've had this concern the moment they start shuffling things around. So we'll kind of see how it works out. But look, we're gonna break down the game film, and for myself, I want to see his O-line tighten up. I think there was
my bad. My ADD is going crazy. I got to turn this game off.
Yeah.
I know, Chris. Every time I see your face, I look at my
damn
team. God damn it.
Ravens running game is like insane, bro. It's insane,
bro. Derrick Henry's a monster, bro.
It's insane.
Derrick Henry is a generational talent. That's a generational talent right there.
Wow. I was sitting there watching the game earlier, and I'm sitting there going like, I'm never gonna think Derrick Henry's not gonna be it. You know, everybody kind of has that question, like, is this the year he's going to slow down? It's like, I'm never going to think it. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, Derrick Henry, you are him from here on out.
Put up 200. You about to put up 200, bro.
And just outrunning people, being that big.
And that big, bro. He like 6'4".
Yeah, just outrunning you. Like,
I'm telling you.
He's crazy.
Who had Derrick Henry on their fantasy today? I'm just saying, because not me, but I'm not going against him in any of my leagues, so I'm cool.
Yeah.
But look, when it comes to the offensive line, they're going to need time to gel. I do think JPJ just looks a little, I don't know if it's because he's just learning a brand new offensive playbook, new scheme. He looks slow to his adjustments. He looks slow to just noticing the twists in front of him. So let's just see kind of how it works out. Look, we got away with a win, which we'll take it. But this O-line definitely needs to gel, because there was a little too much pressure on Geno that I would have liked to see, but again, we pulled away with the win. But we're going to talk about the running game in just a second. But John Fallon, you're saying JPJ got to used to playing guard. I'll give him a little bit of slack. I think we're saying a little bit the same thing. Red Dirt Raider O-line coach. O-line coaching needs work. We'll see how much. We'll see how much reprimanding at the dinner table kind of goes on with our boy Brennan Carroll.
That goes in the coaching meeting. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Jack, man, I appreciate you switching over. If you guys can, double tap that screen, hit that like button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Franklin Skinner, those stunts were killing JPJ. We saw it a couple times. We're going to take a look at the film and just see how bad it really, did he improve on some? Because sometimes when Geno's untouched, you don't notice the certain, better aspects of the blocking scheme, right? So we'll break down that game film without question. Taddy, that once that JPJ was caught lunging at the D tackle, and Landry went right at him. Bad eyes. It's bad eyes and bad discipline, unfortunately. And so I see you, Rock. We're going to talk about the defensive side in a second. Jesus Christ.
I knew y'all was going to be in here.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it. Man, fat boy on a diet. I thought y'all, both sides of the line were flat. Got better when it counted. Would y'all have lost?
Would have lost
last year's coaching. Would have lost with last year's coaching. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, probably. I'm with you, man.
Yeah, last year's
Kyle,
for Dan.
I know. Kyle, what's going on, man? Our defense didn't look too bad today either. Paulo Mal, Kai Blue Kelly did their thing today. How about Tyrie on that sack? Oh, man. Back-to-back Tyrie comments. We're going to talk about on the defense side in just a second. Raiders for Chris, man. I appreciate the hashtag Raiders. Hot take. Genty is off to a slow start to a monster season. All right, man. You're hoping for the best. That's what you're doing. Arnold, JP.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. That's the old black lady say. Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Hey, and I think Race for Chris, I think you're gonna rock with us on Saturday for the boxing match. We're gonna barbecue a little bit. We're gonna have a little bit of fun, man. I'm gonna hit you up, man. It's gonna be fun. Arnold, JPJ got to control that aggressiveness, especially on that sideline. I'm easy. JPJ on his back a lot. All right, man. I'm gonna look at the game film. We're gonna talk about it. Mike Lopez, Paulo Mal was a stud on the field. Yeah, man. We talked about it a little earlier. 100%. I see you, Rock. God damn it. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this Genty. Let's talk about this run game. I'm gonna scroll back up. We're gonna look at the stats a little bit.
Yeah. Looks like Genty chose the right number, right? Looks like he chose the right number.
Shit, God damn it. Oh man,
right
Steve,
on the dot, man. He's a Miss Cleo. Call me now for your free reading.
Steve, you're saying, hey, what's your projections of the Chargers game next week? Hey, check with us on Wednesday. We're gonna break all that down. We're gonna break down the game film of this week, today's game, but we're also gonna break down the Chargers game, man. So, man, hit us up on Wednesday. We'll talk about it. Natural Born Raiders podcast. What's happening, man? Appreciate you rolling. Again, guys, if you can, hit that hashtag Raiders. If you guys got a question or something, it catches my eye. But also, double tap that screen, hit that like button, hit that sub button as well, man. Appreciate you guys. Got Chris, Contextual Podcast, The Severe Raider. I'm 805 Raider. Real Talk Raider Nation. We're about to get into the meat of the topic. Guys, let me know what your thoughts on Genty and his performance. Chat, let me know. Genty, 19 carries. I didn't even know he carried the ball 19 times. That's wild, to be honest. Yeah. That actually shocked me.
He didn't know either. I guess neither one of y'all knew it. Neither one. He forgot too.
God damn it. I'll drink to that. 19 carries, 38 yards, 2 yards a carry. 1 touchdown. He got in the end zone. A single carry for 9 yards. He basically got about 25% of his yardage in 1 carry.
That was his first, I think that was his first carry, too.
That was one of his first ones, man. And I'll tell you right now, and just so you guys know, he was untouched up until about 7 yards on that one. So, just so you know. Gino, 2 carries for 10 yards, a little bit of scrambling. Zamir White, three carries for 8 yards. And that's basically what we did.
Yeah, better yards per carry than Genty. We should have gave the the ball, I guess. They get a 0.7 more yards per attempt. Goddamn.
I'm telling you.
Did Zamir not get any blocking either? Is that why he didn't have a good game? Because that's the excuse I keep hearing for Genty. The O-line didn't do him any favors. And that's what I said was going to happen. As I said this weeks ago, if Genty doesn't play good, they're going to blame the O-line. And if he plays well, look, we should aren't you glad we took Genty? I don't want to hear that nonsense. Because if he can't play well unless the O-line does everything for him, then what the hell do we take him at 6 for? Huh? Why do we take him at 6 if he needs the widest open lanes in fucking America for him to run through? The dude can't make anybody miss. The dude tripped over his own fucking foot on 3rd down. Didn't touch him. Nobody fucking touched him. The turf monster got him on fucking grass. How do you get caught by the turf monster on grass? How the fuck does that happen? Huh? You're supposed to be the best balance, the best vision, the best contact balance in the fucking league, and you trip over your own fucking feet. What is going on here? Huh? But it's the O-line. Was that the O-line's fault too? Was that the O-line's fault right there? No. I don't want to hear this nonsense, man. Everybody talked all shit. Marnie Hampton didn't look so great in week 1. Where the fuck y'all at now? What y'all saying about Genty? More excuses. All I hear is excuses for this dude. Let me see a fucking playmate. Let me see you make somebody fucking miss in the open field. You can't do it, can you? If the cure for cancer depended on Aston Genty making somebody miss, there's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers dead. Because he can't do this shit.
I mean, you kind of said. I mean, I'm gonna have to reach for another beer after that one, man. You said it for us, Quirk, man. Why don't we have a running game week 1? I think you just heard it. Why? I think you just heard why.
Don't even pass the floor to me, man. I ain't got nothing to say. Severe said it all.
And here's the thing: is
shut your ass up, bro. Take your ass home.
Oh yeah, Money Chuck is the Genty guy too. Money Chuck is the Genty guy. Here's the thing: and Mike Lopez, man, I appreciate the super chat. We're gonna get to it in just a second. We're gonna talk about this running game in just a second, but we're gonna get to it, man. I appreciate you. Here's the thing. And if you guys rock with us in our previous lives, I went live on Friday, just jumped on, had a little bit of fun. I said, look, it's Genty's first game. Like any rookie, whether I thought that the rookie is going to ball and I was excited for him, or he was a guy that I wasn't a fan of, I'm still going to give him a little bit of grace because, look, rookie, first game jitters. I'll give him that. Here's the thing is when you watch Genty run with being a number 6 overall pick, You want him to have the ability to also have the just characteristics in his game to make some plays by himself. And he had some opportunities to do that. He had some opportunities to be able to shake somebody a little bit. And instead of getting tackled after a 3-yard gain, he gains 5, 6, 7, 8 yards. And he just didn't do it. If you watch him carry the football, and I tried to figure out the best way to kind of put it. When he carried the football into the line of scrimmage, man, he looked like a guy that was almost a little bit scared. And I know the guys I share the screen with, you guys have heard me kind of say this, and I've said in the past, is when you take a running back from the Mountain West and you enter him into the NFL, I kind of compare it to a true freshman starting in the SEC as a running back. That's kind of how I compare it. It's a culture shock. And he's running the football like it's a culture shock. I mean, he's covering the ball with both hands through the line of scrimmage. Yeah, you like to see that because he's taking care of the football, but it's almost like he's running somewhat hesitant, scared. There was an opportunity, if you guys remember, even the announcers pointed out where Robert Spillane should have made a better angle at the ball carrier. That was his opportunity to kind of hit a little bit of a cutback lane, and bang, he's gone. He was going to be in open space, but because he's so hesitant through the line of scrimmage, it's almost as if he's just not confident, and he's not confident in his own ability. He's covering that ball with both hands, and he's kind of tiptoeing through that line of scrimmage, like he's almost looking like he's looking like Zamir White last year. To be dead honest with you. No, because there was that one play. There was the play where he basically just buried his head right in the back of JPJ, where he could have cut to the left a little bit if he had a little bit better vision, if he was a little more confident in his ability to find the running lane, and he just buried his helmet in the back of JPJ. And I'm just like, man, like, I'm going to give him some time. I'm going to give him some grace. I'm going to give him some leeway. Rookie, first game. I'm going to do it like I would even a player that I wanted, a player that I liked. But there's just signs to me that he's just hesitant. He's way too hesitant. It's like a culture shock. And it's a big one for him.
And the thing is, like, I'm looking at the chat. All I see is excuses. Y'all wasn't saying none of these excuses last year when none of the other running backs had any creases to run through. All y'all said was we suck at running back when you do this because you guys are predisposed to thinking Genty is supposed to be good. All you want to do is make excuses for him. And I'm not saying he's trash or bad player. I think he's a good player. I think he's a talent. But you don't draft running backs high for a reason, because the running backs don't affect the floor of your running game. They affect the ceiling of your running game. So if you don't have an offensive line that is ready and that's ready for you to have a running back to be productive, then a good running back is not going to do a lot for that line. So don't tell me now, oh, he had a wall in front of him. Y'all told me he was generational. So he's generational. I expect him to be productive no matter what the F is in front of him, right? Y'all said he's generational. I said he's a good player. He was still my RB1. By it nose. It was him, Genty, and Omarion Hampton. Who had Genty, Henderson, and Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton played basically as good or better than Genty. Henderson played basically as good or better than Genty. Both of those guys went way after Genty. You guys told me Genty was supposed to be this instant impact player. People were saying he was going to go off and go crazy week 1 and yada, yada, yada. And where was it? He had opportunities to do it. So if Genty goes for 150 yards next week, guess what I'm going to say? Oh, man, that's all O-line right there. Because y'all saying this game is all O-line right here. So if he goes off next week, I'm not giving him no credit because y'all not giving him no blame now. So it's a two-way street. So either y'all going to call like it is, or y'all going to just put the blinders on and say, oh, nothing is Genty's fault. It's that same Derek Carr BS where nothing was Derek Carr's fault. It's everything around him. Derek Carr takes no blame for anything that happens to his own career. No, Genty could have played better in this game. He had opportunities there, and he didn't make the most of those opportunities. Now, where 19. 19. And were there some instances where the O-line could have did better? Yes, there was. There were some, but you know what? Those same instances were there last year with Zamir White and with Madison and with Sincere McCormick and with Amir Abdullah. But y'all didn't give them guys no slack at all. But now y'all got nothing but grace for Genty. That's why I'm glad we won. But it's like, yo, y'all got to call it like it is, man. If y'all not going to get a dude no criticism, then don't even talk about it. If y'all going to say dude walk on water and he feed the whole entire village with one piece of fish and he turns water to wine, all right, then y'all do that. But I'm not here for that. I'm here to criticize the dude when they don't play well. And Genty did not play well. So keep it real.
No, he didn't play well. And again, it's going back and look, we are going to break down the game film. The thing is watch him carry the football. He's not carrying the football like a running back that has confidence. And we'll go to the flip side. I'm not going to be able to point it out because we break down our own game film. But you look at TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson didn't have necessarily a better game than Genty, but the times that he had the ball, his elusiveness, his agility, he caught the ball. He caught the ball one time, and he turned a 2-yard catch into about 11-yard game because he made the first man miss. He carried the ball with just more confidence. And the thing that I didn't like out of Genty this first game is he didn't carry the ball with confidence. He was basically just burying his head into a pile. And I didn't see what I want to see out of a number 6 overall pick is even if you have some struggles with the offensive line, you can still make your own plays. And he did none of it. He didn't make his own plays, and you expect that out of a number 6 overall pick. So again, I'm going to keep giving him time, but we're going to call it how we see it. We're going to call it how it is. You can't always just blame the offensive line because when you're picked number 6 overall, you also have to compensate for having a rough offensive line and kind of create your own plays, and he wasn't able to do that.
Look, all preseason, all we heard was Genty didn't look good week 1. He's all males. It's only one preseason game. It's preseason, y'all. Come on now. Y'all gonna judge him off one preseason game, and then he looked better in week 2. Told you. Look at Genty. He running over quarterbacks. You see him run over that corner. Look at Genty. He's a superstar. Didn't look great the next week. Well, I mean, we ain't running no real plays. Wait till we get to the regular season. When we get to the regular season, if we run a real offense, that's when you're gonna really see it. Now it's the regular season and it's only one game. Now he's saying, oh, it's only one game. But had Genty going for 150 and 2 tuds, which y'all be like, calm down on Genty, y'all. It's one game. And we don't know what Genty's gonna do. Now y'all have been in here doing the most. I told you, Severe. Like, where's all that Genty talk now, Severe? Now y'all can't take it. Y'all already in here talking about Tyrie. And Tyrie, I talking about Tyrie already. Yeah, already talking about Tyrie. So I don't want to hear this nonsense. And no, Taddy, wasn't nobody talking about the O-line last year. Nobody was talking about the O-line last year because everybody was saying draft Genty instead of drafting some O-line. That's how I know y'all wasn't talking about drafting no damn O-lineman last year. So knock that nonsense off.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. I'm gonna try to keep up with chat, man. I just scrolled all the way down in chat, man. I apologize. I know there's Mike Lopez, man. Appreciate the super chat. We gonna let's talk about this, and we're gonna get back to the Genty thing because then it'll give us time to talk about this. I'm gonna scroll down, guys. I'm gonna see you guys' comments, and we're gonna address it 100%. But how do you like Bowers Myers duo? I love it without question. It looks damn good, man. Chris, what's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, no, everybody knows how I feel about Bowers, man. Absolutely love Bowers. Always have. The mayor, he played very well today. He played very well. I like what I saw from him. And again, I'm always going to be objective to things that I don't like. And my brothers that's on screen with me. That's just who we are. Yes, we're happy that we won. We absolutely are happy that we won. And for most of the show, we were positive. Now, people that just tuned in just now, we just so happen is talking about our number 6 pick who averaged 2 yards per carry on 19 carries. So, yeah, what we're going to do is just be objective across the board. Next, we're probably going to talk about Tyrie. I mean, there's many things we're going to talk about. But, yes, overall, we're very happy. But to stay on point, to stay to the topic, Bowers did his thing. Mayor did his thing. I like that. Like, if we can keep that going, have a nice 1-2 punch there, then we really got something, and that's going to help out everyone else on offense.
All right, Severe, thoughts on that duo?
Oh man, it's a great duo. And I mean, and I've liked Mayor for since we drafted him. But he had to show me something. I kept saying, like, yo, man, I can't keep saying this guy is going to be a good NFL player without him actually being a good NFL player. Like, at some point, the rubber has to meet the road. And, he had an inconsistent rookie year. We all know what he did last year. So like the onus was on him to come out this year and kind of show what he can do. We've been hearing that he had a good camp, but we've heard about guys having good camps before and didn't do a damn thing in the regular season. So for him to get in there, especially, when Bowers went down and, he had some big first down catches there. He made some nice plays. He was good blocking as well. So for him to go out there and do that, man, I think that's going to be great for him. Especially like, we've heard about the mental health problems. It's good for you to get that out of the way, because that's always an obstacle for you to have that first like good game, especially if you've been struggling and you've been not living up to your own expectations and all you want to do is just play well. And for him to actually go out there, the coaching staff has been showing them love and kind of bigging them up, and him to go out there and actually perform. I think that's good. So hopefully, hey, we stack those performances. Now, like I said, we have 2 starting tight ends. I think we have 2 number 1 tight ends. Obviously, Brock is on a different tier than anybody else in the league, especially as a receiving tight end. But I think Michael Mayer, he can go to a lot of teams and start in this league, man. So it was good for me to see him actually go out there and perform, man. For Gino and Chip to trust him in some of these situations.
Yeah, man. Natural Born Raiders podcast. You'll be in Vegas. All right, man. Hit us up, man. We're gonna have some fun. I think I've been trying to scroll down, looking at some of the chats. I think you said you're gonna be at Lunatic's pool party. We'll try to pull up, man. 100%. We'll try to pull up, but hey, we're gonna try to find somewhere to definitely watch all those football games on Sunday, man. It's gonna be fun. Coach, man, you're saying Genty outperformed Hampton and Henderson. Not a whole lot to brag about. I'm just letting you know. It's not saying like I mean,
did he?
19 for 38. I don't know what Hampton's stats were.
I know
19 for 38. I don't know if we're bragging about 19
Anderson
for 38.
put up more yards than him and more yards per play. I mean, Genty had the touchdown. That was a very good touchdown run. I mean, that kind of showed his ability to keep his balance of contact. Reach the ball out there and was able to get to the end zone. So I mean, that right there, that kind of showed his. And I said on that drive, I said, when we was there, when we got down there, I told the guy next to me, hey, this is Genty time. After we got in, and I think the very next play he scored. But then I also said, that last drive where I said, I think I posted on Twitter and on IG as well, like, this is a Genty drive. This is the situation where we draft Genty for. Hey, we want to choke these guys out right here, right? And take the oxygen out of the stadium and bleed the clock dry. And I think that's the drive he tripped on third down. It is what it is.
I'm telling you, and look, Fat Boy, you're saying I'm gonna die. Do you think Marriage is gonna get an extension now, or Jacoby Myers? I think we all hope so. That's kind of I'm gonna just throw that out there. I think we all hope so. So all right, I'm gonna keep kind of scrolling down. Here's the thing, I'll kind of end with this. When it comes to Genty, the offensive line needs to help him. And I'll be honest, it goes to kind of Severe's point, is at the end of the day, the running back position is a complementary position. There's a lot of times as you're only as good, unless you're a Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry's a different beast. But you're only as good as your offensive line. You need to have a good offensive line to kind of get in, and kind of Severe's point, the ceiling of your potential as a running back. If you have a horrible offensive line, it's going to cripple you in your potential. And so, yes, at some points in this game, did the offensive line not perform well? And maybe it hindered Genty's ability? Yes. But at the same time, as a number 6 overall pick, you hope Genty can create his own success. That's what makes you generational, is if you can create your own success when you have adversity. And if our offensive line isn't that great or they don't perform well, then you hope that the number 6 overall pick can kind of make that happen. And look, there's time. It's game 1. We'll kind of see how it plays out as the time goes on. And so, all right, let's do this. We're going to jump over to, I'm going to keep kind of rolling through the comments. And if we got to jump back to it, we will. I'm going to respect everybody's opinion as much as we can. But let's talk about the defense. Let's talk about the defense for a second. Because I know I'm behind as shit in the chat. God damn it. I love you guys, man. You guys are rolling with the chat, flying with the comments. And my guy, Severe, Chris, if you guys see a comment, let me know. Let me pull it up.
Nah, it's
I
just a
can
lot.
summarize the chat for you. Oh, Severe, you're
God,
so
here we go.
negative. You don't like Genty. You're just a hater. What about the line? That's basically the chat. Oh, Severe, didn't you criticize Bowers last year? I also said Bowers was my third rated pass catcher. I just didn't think we needed to draft the tight end in the first round. And what do? We lost the fucking lot last year too. So like, so you feel me? So he's only
They
behind.
pick and choose what they want to retain, man. They pick and choose.
Only behind Malik
me
Neighbors
personally,
and Marvin
I love
Harrison.
Bowers' pick. So
yeah. And what have I done since he's been playing well? I was like, man, yo, Bowers is special. I have no problem saying I'm wrong. That's exactly what y'all think. Like, oh, Severe, you were wrong about this. Oh yeah, and it helped our team. I'm glad I was wrong. So like, what does that do? What does that do to me? But that's all it is in the chat. Oh, Severe, so negative. It's only one game. Like I said though, if he would have ran for 150 and 2 touchdowns, all you would have seen is, well, where are you at now, Severe? Hey, do you think we shouldn't have drafted him now?
And we're going to talk about Genty too. Or not Genty. We're going to talk about Tyrie. Chat, be prepared. We're going to talk about Tyrie as well. Raider White, what's happening, man? Appreciate you popping in here, man. Good seeing you. So let's talk about the defensive side. All right. We're going to scroll on down. Devin White, 11 total tackles, 8 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Kai Blue Kelly, 9 total tackles. Jermaine Pratt was kind of all over the place. A lot of assist tackles, 1 solo. Isaiah Paul-Mao as the safety kind of got dirty a little bit. Eric Stokes. Jamal Adams. One thing I will say, we'll talk about the defense, and we'll get to the hot topic here in just a second. But the defense played well. Salute to Patrick Graham. I got to give Patrick Graham his credit. One of the things that I said is I needed Patrick Graham to not allow an opening drive points for the opposing team. And he did it. They went 3 and out, did a hell of a job, held them to 10 points going into the half, and then only a field goal in the second half, which tells me, 1, did a very good job of adjusting, and 2, how much is that Pete Carroll as well? Pete Carroll kind of helping him out. We all know Pete Carroll's a defensive guy. And so, big credit to Patrick Graham and just kind of coming out and kind of holding down on that defensive side. I think we did a better job tackling, which is really good. So got to give credit to Patrick Graham. But I'm gonna throw it to Chris first because, man, Chris, your boy Devin White decided to show out today. So I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you the floor first, Chris. Man, any thoughts on that defense and chat? Let me know as well.
Yeah, like I said, I was the only one that was hyped about Devin White getting signed, man.
You definitely were.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, man, because I've always liked Devin White, but he did what I expect Devin White to do, man. He flies around, he was blitzing well, making tackles, very showed his instincts. I loved it, man. I loved every bit of it. And I think losing to Landon, is gonna hurt. So hopefully he can come back because like they're the same kind of player, just they're just they go after the ball, So I loved it. That's all I could say. I think he was just reading plays, diagnosing them pretty well. And we're gonna need him to continue to play like that. I think he's good at, setting that tempo for the defense. And because the thing is next week though, I'm a little worried because sometimes he could get a tad bit too aggressive. So, those play actions that Harbaugh like to do, Greg Roman and all them, like they're going to do a lot of play action and take advantage of, them being as aggressive as they are. So he's going to have to definitely stay disciplined. But again, I liked everything I saw out of Devin tonight, man.
Yeah, man. Devin did well. Got to give him just his props, right? You know what I'm saying? I think there was a lot of question marks as to just how well he was going to do based on just what his history has told us, but sometimes a little bit of a change of scenery, maybe a little more motivation can kind of help somebody. So definitely look like, he came out to play, which is really good. Yeah. Severe, man. Any thoughts initially just on the defense as a whole?
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Props to Devin White. I cooked Devin White, man. I cooked Devin White. I ain't cooking like I'm cooking Jenny today. It's like I was gonna start Genty out, and then people was in the chat talking regulars, and that's what made me So that's the only reason Genty got it. I told the dudes before, I was like, I was gonna start Genty out. So, but I wasn't a fan of the Devin White pick signing, and I said, depending on what we do in the draft, I don't know if Devin White gonna make the team. And then we didn't draft any linebackers. We didn't draft any linebackers to the 7th round. So it's like, oh damn. But then at that point, it was Devin White or Eichenberg, and I was pulling for Devin White like a mug. But I think, man, our defense played well, especially like early on. I know we had some criticism about Kai Kelly, but you know, I didn't know how Kai was going. Kai, I think he goes by Kai. How Kai was going to play. I think he played pretty well. Even early on, like we were able to the pressure we were able to get against Drake May. It was coverage pressure. He was holding the ball a long time, trying to find open receivers, and he was able to find guys. I even think on the Tyrie sack, I want to say like it was a coverage sack, and then like Drake May was trying to like run and create a throwing lane or get some yardage. He damn near ran right into Tyrie, and Tyrie was like, "Oh, look what I found." So it was a situation where we did well in the secondary, and that was the area I was probably the most concerned. Our linebackers, yeah. I was, hey, you know what? As long as we got Pratt, White, and Adams, we was good. I was like, Devin White, I don't know about, but you know, I know we got Pratt, White, and Adams. Those guys were solid. Our D line, I was pretty solid on. But the secondary, I had question marks on, especially the cornerbacks. Eric Stokes was kind of getting flambéed, if I remember correctly, on a few times. He was out there, you know, somebody shook the freckles off his face, but but I think they played admirably, and this is a situation where hopefully they just get better with time. And then the young guys behind him, I don't recall seeing Darren Porter out there. I got to see the all-22. I don't remember if he got in any run at all. I think I did see Darnay out there a little bit.
Darnay didn't look good. I know on one particular play, Darnay didn't look good at all.
Yeah, I don't remember it being a positive. Chin as the nickel, that's going to be a little bit of an adventure. Ooh, I don't know. Like I said, man, if we throw Jeremy Chin out there against Lad McConkey in the slot, it could get bad. It could get bad. So I'm hoping we have a plan for that in play. But for week 1, hey, for what we did, I think it was a positive start. I'm hoping that it wasn't due to the elements. That's my only concern, is that, you know, were we able to play so well because the elements weren't that great. But other than that, I think, you know, it was a positive start for this defense.
Yeah, no, we'll get to it, because look, at the end of the day, let's talk about what people have already kind of put in the chat. Tyrie Wilson. I know we all want to talk about it. Everybody wants to talk about it. And I've already seen some comments. So guys, throw it back in the comments if you want. I'll give Tyrie credit. He played a good game. I'll give him a good game.
Yeah.
He got the sack. It was a bull rush that Drake May stepped up into the pocket, and he was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, he didn't fight through no blocks to kind of get there, but look, like, he got the sack, and I'll give it to him. Right? Like, I'm not saying all of a sudden Tyrie is the next best defensive lineman for this team, but look, got the sack. There was one, I think, Severe. You sent a message to us in our chat where he did a good job of kind of just getting pressure in the backfield, setting the edge a little bit, making the running back cut up field. He made one play off of
on a run play where he got the like he was far upfield, and he got like, that's where that long wing, was talking his wingspan, that long arms paid dividends, because he reached back and got hands on the dude, slowed him down enough for us to stop. And I think that was an important down too, if I can't remember the exact down the distance, but I think that was a pretty important play that he helped us make in the run game. So props.
Yeah, and Raiders for Chris, that was a good play. That was a good play call. So look, I think Tyrie had a good game. Now I got to go back and watch the film, right? It's like what we saw in preseason. And I'll always be fair. I'll always give him his props if he played a good game kind of overall. But in the preseason, we saw it where he made a couple of good plays, but the vast majority of his game film was god-awful. Getting driven downfield by third-string offensive linemen, stuff like that. So it's like, we're going to break down the game film, but I'll give Tyrie his props that he played a good game. And kind of leave it at that, and we'll just kind of see what else he brings to the table. So, Chris, man, what's your thoughts on Tyrie?
Yeah, no, I again, you guys know I'm very critical of Tyrie. that sack he had was nice. That was a very nice sack. And the thing is, if Tyrie's going to get sacks, they're going to be like that because it's going to be someone against someone that the bull rush is going to work against. As long as it's someone that he can bull rush, Tyrie will be fine. But the thing is, if he has to be in a situation where he's got to go to move to and swim and rip and all that stuff, then we're talking about something else. But I will say it was a good sack. Again, I have to look at the film a little bit more and see what what that looks like. But Tyrie was not the biggest problem out there. I can't say that any plays really stuck out where it was like, man, what was Tyrie doing? So and actually he actually showed some emotion like after that sack. Yeah, like I was like, okay, this is what I've been waiting.
I was dying. I was like, all right, Tyrie.
I was like, that's what I've been wanting to see, man. So if whatever's been said over the off season or the coaches, whoever, if that's gotten to him and he's ready to show that he can play at a high level, then let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. Let's kind of talk about the secondary a little bit. The secondary was a little suspect kind of in the beginning. I think Drake May kind of helped us out a little bit. Some errant throws, some overthrows, stuff like that. But I don't know if you guys remember kind of back, it was our last live that we kind of jumped on. Jeremy Chin, we never had a chance to break down his game film.
Yeah.
And I kind of hated it because every time that we would set up to break down his game film, we'd sign somebody or something would happen, right? And I literally have about 30 plays clipped up of him. And my biggest concern is that sometimes we get a little hyped up on the highlights and him kind of making big hits and stuff. But then you go back and actually look at the game film.
Yeah.
His run support is very shaky. His coverage is not very good. And we kind of saw it with that one. I mean, we saw it twice. We saw it in the preseason where against the Seattle Seahawks, he lost contain. They got around him. Wasn't able to set the edge off the when he was kind of outside, and then he kind of gets beat this game. And so, with Jeremy Chin in the secondary, man, I think there's a lot that we need to kind of be cautious with because we're playing the rain. And I think Drake May kind of did us some favors with some overthrows, some inaccurate throws that we may not see with Justin Herbert next week. Justin Herbert might come out and man, it's gonna be a battle next week. So what are you guys' thoughts on the secondary? Severe, I'll throw it to you first.
I mean, I think this was a pretty good game for them for the most part. I didn't see a lot of crazy coverage busts where it was like I didn't see a lot of the moments where we had in the past where it's like two guys looking at each other like was that you or was that me? I think there might have been one very early in the game. I can't remember who was between, but for the most part, I think like if it was guys getting beat, it was just hey, you know what, it was either a good play call or the person across from them was just better than they were. But I saw a lot of instances where Drake May had to hold the ball for a really long time. And he had really nowhere to go. So he had to scramble around or, try to find yards or get sacked. So I think they held up well. Like I said, how much of that was it the elements and was it guys not having good footing or that remains to be seen. A lot of times that usually benefits the offense when it's rainy and slick because the offense kind of knows where they're going and the defense doesn't. But if you're playing in the zone, like if it's a slick ball situation, maybe Drake May doesn't want to take a risk throwing certain balls, in certain windows. So I don't know. We'll kind of see next week. Obviously we'll be back home with the weather is clear, and we'll see if we're able to kind of duplicate that same performance against a more proven quarterback and Justin Herbert and some more proven weapons that they have over there because a lot of us, outside of Diggs, we really didn't know anybody that was playing receiver for the Patriots. So, I think the jury is still out, but I think this is a positive step in the right direction, and hopefully this builds some confidence in those guys that they can kind of carry this forward.
Yeah, man. So, look, one thing I will say is, we talked about kind of the defense. You look at the interior. Darnay Holmes, yeah. Chris, you kind of said it for a second, man. he kind of had just some missteps a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
But overall, you got to give credit to the defense, because anytime that they can kind of come together, lock things up in the second half, it's what this defense needed to do when it came to a week 1 matchup in the rain. The defense had to step up, because I know when we kind of did, I don't know if we ever did like score projections, but I know that I kind of threw out there that I think it was going to be a low scoring game. I thought it was going to be like a 2017 type of game, with us just kind of edging it out. It ended up being a low scoring game. And the way you win those is if the defense actually steps up. And we're not very used to the defense stepping up. So shout out to Patrick Graham, just being able to kind of pull that off. And so, but with the rest of the team, you look at the front four. Any thoughts on the interior front four, right? We had Booker, Thomas Booker. Look, I think he showed more hustle plays. We saw that in the preseason, right? It's hustle plays. He's not going to be very good at making tackles in the backfield. He's not going to be very good at getting to the quarterback, but he will have some hustle plays. And it looked like he showed it. Adam Butler, my guy, had some good plays. Was kind of hit or miss here and there. But do you guys have any thoughts on the front four, just kind of how they played as it relates to the rotation in the game? Chris, man, I'll throw it to you first.
Yeah. Oh God.
You're still watching the game, huh?
Yeah, man.
It's a badass game, the Sunday night game. I got it right here. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, I'm about to lose some money. But no, yeah, I was actually curious, because I remember one play. I think it was a third down play. Max wasn't even out there. It was Kuntz was out there, and on the other side, Tyrie was out there. So again, I am curious to see kind of how the how that their rotation was, because it was a third down. It was a third down play, so I was actually kind of surprised. But overall, man, I think the D line did okay. There was some good plays by Butler, of course. I saw Kuntz was getting after it some. I still wish we just had again, because Booker does well with those hustle plays. Like he's when they're doing a screen, or if there's a short pass, you see him hustling downfield and trying to make the play. So you see a lot of that stuff, man. But again, man, it's just so hard to judge it. They did enough to do well today, but I'm going to watch them very closely in this week too, man, because that's going to tell the true story if we're ready to compete at a higher level, within our division.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is, when it comes to Booker, sometimes you see those hustle plays the sideline and even downfield because you really weren't able to get penetration with your initial pass rush, which is really tough. And so it's trying to understand just kind of really what type of D tackle we have. When he makes the play on the sideline, it looks good, but what was his initial impact and not being able to get to the quarterback initially and letting that quarterback kind of get out of the pocket. So we'll kind of break this thing down. Y'all know what we do. But run down what's happening, man. I appreciate you popping in with us, man. Good seeing you in the building. Severe, man, any thoughts on the front four? And I know Chris just mentioned maxxcrosby. I think we all want to kind of see maxxcrosby just a little bit more going against a young offensive line, especially a young left tackle at a Will Campbell. Yeah. What's your thoughts on the front four and as well as maxxcrosby?
Yeah, well, he was going against Morgan Moses most of the time, and Morgan Moses was eating his lunch like a few times. Like at the first half, I was like, man, like what is Max like? What is he doing? Like like he's out here getting bullied. Like like Morgan Moses had everything Max did. Morgan Moses had an answer for it. He was pushing Max back behind the quarterback at one point. I think he fooled Max, and then I think Max thought he was going to do something, and he ended up cutting Max. And and like it was just throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him. But then Max started to make some traction. I think the first instance we saw was obviously the play where he got some pressure, he forced the interception, and then like the fourth quarter, he really started having some success. And there's one play, obviously we kind of saw it on the replay where they robbed Max of what should have been a strip sack for a game sealing play. And I was pretty upset about that, especially it came in the final 2 minutes of the game. So the game was essentially over already. The Patriots weren't gonna come back, but I thought the replay booth should have reviewed it. And if they had reviewed it, they kind of would have saw that it was an empty hand going forward. It should have been called a fumble on the field, and it should have been essentially Raiders ball, game over. But they didn't, and we end up closing out the win anyway. But I didn't see a whole lot of super impressive play. There was one instance where Drake May fumbled, where Kuntz beat Will Campbell, where I thought he had forced the fumble, but it looked like Drake May just like dropped the ball. So I didn't see a whole lot out of Kuntz. Our interior, I think Adam Butler had a play at one point, was good. I think he also had a penalty early in the game too. Obviously, Pegues wasn't in there. I didn't really notice Booker a whole lot. Fotu, he was inactive. Laulu had a nice play. I recall. I can't remember. I think he chased the guy to a sideline and got a tackle. So he was out there hustling. But no, we're gonna need to do better next week. We're gonna need to generate some more pressure against a guy like Justin Herbert, because they don't have the fastest guys out there. McConkey is pretty quick, but they don't have super fast guys. But they have, Keenan is a hell of a route runner. McConkey is a hell of a route runner. Quentin Johnson, if he catches the ball, he's an athlete. Hopefully we keep DCam inactive that week. I don't even want to see DCam in uniform. I don't even want to let him see DCam in uniform, right? Keep DCam at home, because we saw what happened last year when DCam was on the field. So, but we need we're gonna need a better pass rush, and I want to see more out of Max next week, because Joe Alt is moved to left tackle for this year. Possibly I doubt they just pay Rashawn, so I doubt if it's forever. But right now he's playing left tackle because Rashawn Slater got hurt. So I don't remember who they have at right tackle. But it's not Alt anymore, who gave maxxcrosby some issues last year in both matchups. So he's gonna be seeing a totally different guy. So he should be able to get a little bit more traction and then this following week. But I need to see a little bit more and a little bit more consistency out of a guy that we all regard as, one of the best, if not the best, at his position.
Yeah, man. Toddy, man, you're saying we got to give props to Tucker. Guy played really well today. Burned the corner on the Toddy, man. We talked about it earlier, man. Love seeing him just being able to kind of catch it with confidence. And I'm going to let my guys talk about it as well. The one thing I've been saying for Tucker is this kind of is his year, given the fact that he can play in the position that he was meant to play. Last year, he moved around a lot because Devonta Adams decided to exit out of nowhere. Jacoby Myers got hurt. We were playing a lot of practice squad guys. It's Tucker's chance to have, one, a legitimate quarterback, but two, it's his chance to play the position and use him in a way that we know that we can potentially benefit from him. And now it's his opportunity. So to see him do that, it's great, without question, man. Chris, what's your thoughts on that?
No, I agree, man. It's good to see Trey kind of getting back out there and making big plays, because again, he was a guy that when we first drafted him, wasn't too excited about, but once he kind of got out there, I was really rooting for him. He has a skill set. The dude can play, man. It's just we talked about it earlier, catching the ball cleanly, and plus we didn't have a quarterback that can get him the ball at least consistently, at least. So just getting him ball in space, or getting him on a mismatch out there, that's key. And I think that Chip Kelly is going to continue to use him properly. So this could be a good year for him, honestly. And this is what, year 4? So this is a contract year for him. Is that right?
Oh, year 3.
This 3?
But still a contract year for him.
Either way. So this is going to be the year where he got opportunity to make some money. So I'm hoping that he can be the guy that we can rely on. So, because some of us, I think we're kind of light at receiver, to be honest. I think that's an understatement.
The depth is tough, man. And Dan Kim, yes, we're gonna break down that game film. You guys know it on Wednesday, so tap into that. Sarah, I'm gonna get your thoughts. I'm gonna get your thoughts on Tyreek and or Trey Tucker in just a second. But LS, Devin White was my biggest surprise. I wasn't as down on him as Samir, but not as high on him as Chris. He definitely surprised me, man.
I thought Devin White was getting cut.
But here's the thing, though, is like what's tough is it's so hard to understand exactly what performance these guys are going to have because a lot has to do with coaching. A lot has to do with just kind of understanding of what this program brings or organization brings to a specific player.
Right.
And so that's why, like Dylan, let's do this. Like Dylan Parham can have a hell of a year, but
with a new
contract
coach.
years,
yeah,
always do something for players. So it's like, can you anticipate that a contract year, all of a sudden someone's going to shine? It's hard to know that. So that's why, without really knowing what's going on in the player's head, as well as the organization and what they bring and the coaching brings that player, it's so hard to determine. So it is tough. But LS, man, appreciate the comment, man. Always good seeing you in here. Severe, man, your thoughts on just kind of Trey Tucker and his performance today, man. Again, 2 catches, but the long ball, just the secured catch for a touchdown, man. Always good seeing it.
Yeah, man. I know my dog Chris. I know he didn't like Trey Tucker because that was the pick that we got from the Daryl Strawberry. I mean the Daryl Water. My bad. I mean Daryl Water, not
Daryl Strawberry is wild.
But I've been clowning on Trey Tucker for a minute, because he's short with small arms, whatever. But man, he came up big, especially that first play. He was able to attack the guy's leverage. And he hit the break and he lost dude. Once he saw those hips kind of turn a little bit, he made that break, and it was at that point it was all she wrote because he's one of the fastest guys on the team. And then he had that nice catch up the sideline. His problem was not necessarily his ability to get open, because he has the speed. It's just his ability to catch the ball consistently, and then his route running. It was always, we've kind of seen it in the past, and that's been something we've been hearing about. And he's been making a big improvement in practice and all through camps and OTAs, where he's beating guys off the line of scrimmage. He's stacking those guys quick, and he's actually making clean catches. He did struggle against the 49ers. And I think that's when Geno kind of pulled him to the side and had a conversation with him. And then on that last session was when he had his best showing. So hopefully he builds off of this. He brings a speed element that we need, him and Dante Thornton, and I think they both had some very nice plays in this game. So that's kind of what we need when you have like guys like Brock and Jacoby and like Michael Mayer who are able to attack the middle of the field. You need those speed guys to kind of threaten the teams and kind of run them out of those 8-man boxes, and when we do that, that'll kind of open it up a little bit more for Genty as well. So hopefully they're able to continue this next week against the Chargers. We won't have a lot of time for some of these longer developing plays that we saw today, because I think they're going to do a little bit more, especially Jesse Mentor. The guys, he is an up and coming coach. I think he's one of the best young defensive minds in the league. And he's gonna take notes from this game. So we're just gonna really depend next week on these guys being really precise, because I think we're not gonna have as much time to throw. We're gonna have to be really, really our timing routes and really be on the same page with our quarterback to break off some of those routes a little bit early and give him some opportunities to get the ball out of his hands quicker.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. Shoot. Look, at the end of the day, we're happy as all hell that we come off with a win. I think we all were prepared and knew that this was going to be a close matchup. And the thing is that, we were basically, the Patriots were a 2.5 plus favorite. Like that, they only had 2.5 points. You get 3 points just for being the home team, right? So it was going to be an even matchup. But then you take the fact that we're traveling all the way to the East Coast. That was obviously something that had to be taken into consideration for us to be able to kind of go over there and be able to put up a win the way that we did is damn good. So, look, we love to win. We love to win. It does come with some question marks kind of as we see it, but to be able to actually, showcase what Geno can do, to win in a way that we knew we were going to have to carry this team through the offense, and it showed. Chip Kelly did a damn good job of being able to dial things up in that second half, keep the ball moving. You know what I'm saying? And be able to kind of pull away a win. And then PG, be able to actually step up and shut things down that second half was damn impressive. So, look, at the end of the day, man, we're 1-0. Monday night is going to potentially be for number one in the division. We can't say that very often, so we're going to soak it up as much as we can, and we're going to definitely have fun with it. So, man, we appreciate everybody rocking, man. 1-0. 1-0. Can't say it often, but got to have fun with it, man. Hey, we appreciate everybody rocking with us. We kind of broke down the stats, but if you guys know, we are going to break down game film on Wednesday. So hit that notification because Wednesday is going to come fast, man, and we're going to break down all the game film. We're gonna highlight Tyrie Wilson. We're gonna show his sack. We're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna show Genty's runs. We're gonna show some of the big tackles. Devin White kind of getting busy. Isaiah Paul Miles interception, man. We're gonna make sure we show it all to you guys and just kind of break this game film. Even JPJ, you know, he had some flaws, but at the same time, we'll show if how well he's picking up this offensive scheme. So I appreciate everybody rocking with us, man. But y'all know we hit you guys on Sundays as well as Wednesdays. Before we get out here, double tap that screen. Chris with Protect the Show podcast, man. Let everybody know what you got rocking, what they can look forward to.
Yeah, first of all, man, salute to everybody in the chat, man. It's always good fun. But make sure you guys, if you guys have not already seen the interview I did with former quarterback Jason Campbell, man, make sure you guys check it out, man. He had he dropped some good gems in there. It was just a good conversation. It's always good, just hearing from guys that actually, had on our jersey, was in the huddle, was in the, locker room. Just hearing some of the stuff he said. He actually opened my eyes to a lot of things that I originally didn't even think about, during his time with us. Specifically about like the Carson Palmer trade and just this other stuff, and didn't even realize that, he wanted to come to Oakland. He basically told his agent, like, I want to go here or to the Panthers, because I like what the Raiders are building with the young talent and stuff like that. So definitely check it out, man. It's definitely a good interview. And, if you guys like that type of content, man, I know you'll like that. So definitely check me out.
Yeah, that's my bad, man. I should have mentioned that earlier because damn.
No, you're good.
That was one hell of an interview. I mean,
appreciate it.
And when you said it kind of opened up your eyes to certain things, and I know I was watching it. We all exchanged some messages over the weekend. I'm sitting there going, damn, like whenever you can get a perspective from an actual player that's experienced what goes on behind the scenes in that locker room, you kind of understand and I hate to say it because it's our Raiders, you kind of understand just some of the dysfunction that goes on. You're like, damn, like how did a player kind of work through that?
Exactly.
And it kind of gives you a little more respect as to what their perspective was kind of as they went through it. So, man, definitely check that out without question. Everybody, if you can. And the link's right there, man. If you guys can, definitely check that out. 100% LS. Yeah, definitely make sure y'all check it out. Just a dope interview without question. So, cool, man. And also, just so you guys know, this weekend, Monday Night Football, we're going to be there in Vegas all weekend long. We're going to be at Tap and Ash with Dub Raider. Tap and Ash on Saturday, 3 o'clock. If you guys are going to be in the building, if you guys are going to be in the town of Vegas, definitely hit us up for sure, man. So, Severe, man, let everybody know what you got going on, man. They can look forward to.
Yeah, man. You guys know what it is. The Severe Raider here, YouTube, IG, Snapchat, TikTok, X, Kick, Twitch, everywhere. The Severe Raider. Yeah, man. Rocking out with my guys here Sundays and Wednesdays in the Raider Roar Room. Obviously, Tuesday, the 50-50 show with Pharaoh, and Thursdays around the show with Pharaoh. And we should have a guest. We're trying to lock down the Chargers beat writer, right, or a Chargers guy right now. We had the Patriots guy on last week. He's able to provide some pretty good insights into what we will see from them. And we're hoping to do the same next week with the Chargers. So make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. As always, tapping with my guys, man. If you haven't done so already, head over to their channels, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit those notification bells, and support our 3 channels, man. We do this because we love this team, and we just want to provide some good content, entertaining content to the nation, and make sure you check out that interview that Chris did with Jason Campbell. Man, that was a banger. That thing was amazing, man. It was just good hearing from him, man. I haven't heard, he kind of, after he was gone, man, after he kind of fell off the face of the earth, man, I really didn't keep tabs with him, man. But just see him in pretty good spirits, man. It's some parts where I was like, dang, you felt kind of sad, because it was kind of like, it was a lot of what if. It was kind of what if, not only with the Raiders, but with him as well.
Other
and
places,
hearing, man, he was saying, like, sometimes he goes back and watches those games. I know that thought creeps in his mind, like, dang, man, just like, if only I stayed healthy that year, man. So,
man.
But it was a great interview, man. It's a great interview. I think Chris did an awesome job. But if you guys were looking for some more entertainment, check out my OnlyFans featuring Money Chuck's mama. I will send the link.
I heard about that one. I heard about that.
Man, she is she puts on quite a show. So
sturdy chin. She got a sturdy chin. I heard
a sturdy one. And if you thought Jenty might have had problems finding the hole, but I don't. But I don't. So make sure you tap in with that as well.
God damn it. Here we go. And we'll end this show pretty quickly. But Daniel Kim, man, hey, the only problem with that, I'd love to do the comparison. The only problem is accessing college game film is not easy at all. So that's the hard part, is comparing that, or doing a film comparison between him now and in college. So not sure if I'll be able to pull that off, to be honest with you. But man, Egner, hey, appreciate you rocking with us. And Red Junkie Cisco, you talking about Pharaoh? Hey, I think Severe always rocks out with Pharaoh, man. Yeah. Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Make sure you guys go hit him up without question. P-Ring, what's going on, man? What's happening with you? Y'all know what it is. We rock out in the Raider War Room. You guys know, Sunday nights. Hey, the season is here. So we're going to hit you guys after every single game. Maybe not next week, because we're going to be in Vegas for that Monday night game. We're going to be at the game, rocking out with Dub Raider, man. So at the end of the day, you guys know what it is. If we aren't going to the game, all of us are going to be rocking out on Sunday nights. Make sure you guys hit that notification. But we also break down game film on Wednesdays, so tap in with that. A lot of people always request it. We have fun. So we appreciate you guys. So at the end of the day, man, have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a great start to your week. If y'all know, hit that like button, subscribe. You got Chris, Protect the Show podcast, as well as the Severe Raider. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk, Raider Nation. Man, hey, we appreciate you guys. Have a great Sunday. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you guys on the next one. We out of here.